So, it would appear I have to do another series on nice guys. Why? Because lots of people seem to lose their mind, flipping and jumping over backwards to villainize these young men, to besmirch these young men. People do everything in their power but criticize female mate selection. They treat it as if it is gospel, infallible, as if just because women desire something, that means that it is good unto itself. I think it's nonsense. Truly I do. Which is why I oftentimes find the discourse around nice guys to be one rather annoying and silly one. Because now what we have here is people trying to differentiate nice guys from good guys. Here's a couple of examples for you, eh?
Because there's nice guys and there's good men.
If you are interested in a man who is considered a nice guy, be careful. Here's why. There is a major difference in a nice guy versus a good guy.
Here's the thing. If you're having a conversation with somebody, usually if they ever say, I'm a nice guy, it is not because you do know them, it's because you don't know them. So they're trying to effectively communicate that they are all of the things women say they want. Nice guy is a catch-all for thoughtful, kind, considerate, sweet individual that ladies say they desire in the young men that they want to date. They say, I'm a nice guy, which is verbatim what they were probably told by young ladies, that they want nice guys. So, why is there like a breakdown in communication then? Well, the answer is rather simple. It is because despite the fact that young ladies say that they desire nice guys, they don't actually select for them in long-term relationships. Or at the very least, when they do select for nice guys, it's after their spirits have been crushed, broken, and snapped apart by all the other crappy individuals of which they dated before. And so, there is a confusion, a lamentation that a lot of young men feel when they go to court women. That frustration that they're feeling is confusion at the fact that women said they wanted one thing, and they would pick another. Now here's the thing. There's lots of explanations as to why young ladies do this. The simplest one, and the one that I distilled back several years ago, about 10 years ago I think it was, is that essentially women want to feel special. Nice guys don't make women feel special. Why? Because they treat everyone well. Women also have this weird perception, this lack of ability to understand that someone being nice to you does not mean that they are a weak person. If you believe someone being kind to you is an expression of weakness, that means you're either villainous, psychopathic, or have some other personality disorder. It's not normal to feel that way. It's not normal to be adverse to people's kindness. And it's not normal to think that that is a reflection of them holistically as an entire person. Because it becomes really ironic when you consider the fact that the type of women do select for somehow still find their ways of being treated holistically. And if not holistically, selectively. Selectively for the different traits that they do prefer. The traits of the bad boy archetype or high value male archetype. Perhaps resources, confidence, which is actually more bravado. The idea of him just being physically attractive, bar holds none, he's just an attractive individual. When those traits are present, women select for them more than they select for the traits of the nice guys because that's what they actually want. In fact, you have one lady, as they are wont to do in 2023, snitching on herself. As such here, to give you guys a little bit of reference.
If men can't get bitches, they're going to be nicer. But if they can, they're going to be a fucking dick and they're going to fuck all the bitches they want and not want to commit in a relationship because they can. They do it because they can. It's not because I like the bad boys or whatever. I like nice guys. But like there's no attractive nice guys because all the attractive guys are fucking dicks.
Essentially, what she is really saying is that I value physical attraction or status or other things more than I value the nice attributes of the other males. The other thing of feeling special comes into how women mate select sometimes, which mate selection is kind of a bad word. It's more like who do they select to masturbate with temporarily. Why do I say that? Numerous reasons. I'll explain in future videos. But essentially, there's this pre-selection thing that a lot of modern ladies do, which is remarkably stupid. And it's so stupid, I don't understand why people don't criticize women for this. And they just, it's just how they are. No, it's moronic. It's legitimately stupid. And it's that they look at a male that has lots of women around and they say, wow, he's got lots of girls, so like there has to be something about him that's great. Other than the fact that he's just handsome, maybe that just might be it, maybe it's just he's an attractive person. But of course, because women are competing with other women and they use males' attention as a metric or barometer of their success, or as the currency of which they use to defeat other ladies, well, they decide to all go and compete for the same dude, to be special, to be different from all the other girls. Interestingly enough, women don't like the mistreatment that comes with men of such character. Men of such character are oftentimes not virtuous people that want to have monogamous relationships where they love and respect a woman. Usually men that have such an abundance, men who are usually that attractive, end up becoming shallow, arrogant, and somewhat narcissistic. And as such, developing those different character traits and problems, women decide to stay with those type of men because they are sexually attractive. And because a lot of women really value sexual attraction nowadays, despite the fact that they like to say that they don't. Because, sexual attraction to men is rare to them, they overvalue it. So they not only overvalue the idea of being special by having the attention of the high value male, bad boy archetype, whatever, but also they overvalue the physical attraction and sexual appeal because they don't feel that sexual appeal and attraction for lots of other men. So instead of being alone and never feeling those good sexual feelings that for some odd reason are reserved only for this, whole other video to sexually go through to understand that, they decide to stay, they decide to select it. So technically, women don't really like being mistreated by bad people. They don't really, it's not their preferred state of being. However, the cost benefit analysis is as such. The cost is I get treated like garbage. The benefit is like all of the money and status and everything else that I get out of it. You also have to factor in that some women have a lot of low self-esteem problems and like a lot of issues that is seldom ever addressed. For example, some women have really, really low self-esteem and self-loathing problems. As such, they believe that they should be in a relationship where they're getting mistreated because that's what they deserve. Seldom does anyone ever talk about that as an explanation as to why women select for this. Young ladies also have abandonment issues. Some of them grew up without their fathers in their lives, and they are seeking to remaster that lost relationship in their lives by seeking it out with men that were similar to their fathers. Of course, there is a huge folly in this. Trying to date a man that's similar to your father to reclaim that lost relationship will only repeat the mistakes. Again, we treat female mate selection as if it is gospel, but it is just folly and foolishness. Or, rather than that, if we're not going to blame them for being, foolish or stupid, they're absolutely, definitely, in a much more empathetic take, traumatized. In other words, it's not the mate selection skills of someone that is right in their frame of mind. It's not someone that's reasonable or rational. It's an insecure, self-loathing, self-destructive person that is not actually thinking about the destiny of her children when she tries to find a man to be with, but is thinking of what's going to validate her. In fact, there was a video I just watched recently where this one psychologist, I forget his name, but I see his videos recommended to me, did a really good job of distilling this in a short video, but something is missed here. So I'm going to play it out for you guys.
If we actually take the results of this study at face value, women don't care about these things nearly as much as they care about other things, my dude. It is what it is. The idea that women are choosing men who are assholes is really a consequence of an unwillingness to look at why women actually choose men without judgment or moralizing. They're not choosing assholes, my friend. They're choosing good-looking, high-earning, interesting, and exciting lifestyle providers.
While our friend here might be correct, there is a gigantic problem. Let's say we accept it as 110% true, that women are actually focused on all of those different attributes of following men that have money and status and have fun, fulfilling lives. Well, ultimately, no matter how you slice it, whether it's the women are taking and leaving the good and bad traits, and that the most important things are all of these surface level attributes, the other problem is women are just using men. So even the men that are successful by having relationships with women are still just being used by them. And as such, it kind of makes sense that someone who recognizes he's being used by a woman might, I don't know, not respect her and treat her well. Of course, not a justification, but I mean, if you're being used by a woman to give her her lifestyle and be buying her stuff and more or less treating her like a long-form prostitute, why would you treat her with respect? So that leads us to these next videos I'm going to show you. There's a need for some differentiating between nice guys and good guys, because the nice guys are the no good guys who use subterfuge and lies and manipulation. Not unlike all those bad guys, though. They don't do any of that stuff. But the nice guys are only pretending to be nice, and women can see through that, so women don't really like it. The nice charismatic guys who are pretending to have confidence and bravado and use their money to hide the fact that they're also insecure. Women don't see through that. No. They only see through the nice guy. They only see the problem with nice guys. They see what's going on. Hopefully you guys can pick up what I'm putting, right? Okay, so good. So, one thing that I find interesting is that people always like to put the onus of the problems with young ladies and their relationship to nice guys on nice guys. But if you listen, you'll notice that there's actually a really big problem with that. I'll give you a great example here.
I know it's gonna piss off a lot of people, but I need to say it, okay? Girls do like nice guys.
See, women will say this. Then she'll go date the guy that treats her like garbage. See, the reason why you nice guys finish last is because if you treat her like a celebrity, she'll treat you like a fan. When you're a nice guy, it shows that you have no options. Out here pulling out chairs for her, opening doors, telling her how beautiful she is.
Oh, that woman is arrogant or narcissistic. That woman is selfish. There's clearly something wrong with that woman if she thinks that being treated well is celebrity treatment, and as such she must treat a fan or treat someone else as a fan. You see, the difference between a celebrity and a fan is that celebrities don't know who their fans are. The fans know a lot about celebrities, meaning that a fan comes with a weird, strange relationship to this person that the celebrity can't really resonate with because they don't know you. So celebrities have a huge barrier or difference or push away fans because fans are closer and more friendlier than they otherwise should be in any other relationship. Technically, you two are fucking strangers. It is weird for a fan to be overly invested in a celebrity. It makes sense why celebrities discount fans and try to maintain a degree of separation. If I'm courting a woman that I fucking know, I should be able to be nice to her. And if she thinks that she needs some degree of separation between us, there's something wrong with her. Not me. Or anybody. I'll use me as an example. Yeah, fine, I'll do it. I'll be the sacrificial nice guy in this video. Anyway, that was just a good opener. I don't think we need to watch the rest of this video because we kind of already set the tone there. Let's go to the first video that I wanted. Actually, let's not do that one. Let's instead go to this one because there's always this huge association with how nice guys are actually weak and good guys are strong.
Because there's nice guys and there's good men. Like, nice guys are passive aggressive, emotional, no core values, backstabbing, not great.
You know who else can have all of those traits? Handsome, thuggy douchebags. It's almost like women constantly talk about the emotionally unstable man who cheats on her.
Backstabbing, not great husbands, not protectors and providers.
Yeah, you know who else aren't protectors and providers? Those deadbeat dads. Well, how about that? Still had children, not protectors, not providers, abandoned their family. Sometimes most of them come with like no prospects at all. I wonder why women select for those guys. What? It's interesting. They also fit the same exact character traits as the nice guy, but women still pick them. So evidently, nice guys aren't being deselected because they have all of those traits, because those bad guys have all of those traits and they are being selected for. So I wonder what could possibly be the difference between them. Oh, I know, it's confidence, isn't it? They're confident. And first of all, why would a woman even... Never mind, I don't care. Continue.
And then good men are savage servants, confident, capable men who will stand in the gap and be ferocious, but who will come home to their kids, lay down and let their kids crawl all over them and love them up.
So just like a good father. It's just a good father. You see, here's the interesting thing. I'm having to split the difference between nice guy and good guy, or good man, or whatever. The traits that you are ascribing to the nice guy are just traits of a bad person. You don't need to say nice guy TM or in quotation marks. You can just call them what they are. A liar, a manipulator, fake. It was an informal term of slang. You can just call them what they are. Lying, manipulative people. You don't need to say nice guy in quotation marks. They're liars. That's assuming they actually are pretending and being fake. Which, I mean, that is the implication of what our gruff man here said. But isn't actually always reflective of reality. Especially when you take into consideration that men are kind of a little bit more complex than just pretend for vagina, must run, program, sub-routine, fake, being nice, execute timer for 3 weeks, program, execution. No, it's entirely possible that maybe men treat women well because they like them. What? Let's move on and tackle this is what actually the first video that I was referencing.
If you are interested in a man who is considered a nice guy, be careful, here's why. There is a major difference in a nice guy versus a good guy. The nice guys, 99% of the time, their personality is fake so that they can get something that they want. You will notice common characteristics in them: saying yes all the time, being super easygoing, never setting boundaries or speaking their mind. Even if they are not trying to get something out of you, what will happen is resentment will build up in them and they will hate you and be angry at you for them not being able to speak their mind and say what they need.
That's just a huge projection and assumption of just anger and just being a piss poor human being. That, technically speaking, really has absolutely nothing at all to do with being a nice guy, a nice person, or working in subterfuge. It's just a huge projection. Honestly, any person could really operate like that. Now, to be fair, is it a bad yeah, obviously it's a bad thing to pretend and like use subterfuge and whatnot to get what you want. The only problem is there's really no way to know that. You can assume that, and there are some predictive qualities and there are some telltale signs, certainly, but you can't really know what's in a person's heart and a person's mind. And then, of course, it begs the ultimate question. If women can easily see through all the lies and subterfuge and manipulation of the nice guys, why can't they do that with all the abusive men that knock the crap out of them?
A good guy. This is the type of guy that you want to go for. He is the one who is led by his integrity, by his values, and his morals. He is genuinely a good man. You will notice characteristics about him. He has no problem setting boundaries. He speaks his mind. He has self-respect and self-love. He is able to love you fully.
In reality, and this is the silliness of labels and its stupidity, a nice guy could be all of those things, and quite ironically always meant to reflect the very things that she's now coming to edit as a good guy. This is the problem that started the nice guy phenomena from start to finish. This is why we have the term nice guy, because women set up a standard for what they want. They gave it a label, and men, being as they are, tried to adhere to that label, only to find that it's not really what women select for. And you recreating the label under a different term is just only going to recreate the problem. Because now instead of it being a good guy, it might be, I don't know, what's next? High value, sigma male, whatever. I don't know what's coming up next after that. I find it to be ridiculously goofy that we even have the juxtaposition between nice guy and good guy. It's just... Hoodala. In conclusion, listen, I understand that there are some nice guys out there, who truly are weak-willed, emotional, and are definitely just putting on airs and telling a woman what she wants to hear to have sex with her. The only problem with that reading is, so are all of those bad boys and high-value male and manipulators. Yeah, they indulge in the same subterfuge, lies, and manipulation as the nice guys apparently do. So here's a question. Here's the question of the day. Why do women still select those men? Wait, we already received an answer. Because those men are good-looking, high status, have money, and can give them a lifestyle and buy them things, as such our psychologist friend liked to tell us. So at the end of it all, you still just have the vice of woman being rather shallow in many different ways. Not just shallow, but being a user of these men, whether it's the good guy to high-value male, or the bad guy, or the nice guy. At the end of it all, we have young ladies using men, telling young men that they need to adapt and change to be used more effectively and efficiently by women. Kind of seems like a bunch of nonsense, don't you think? Maybe the whole system is kind of craptastic. Maybe from start to finish, if you can see the folly and fault and how it's all wrong for a woman to be with a nice guy, perhaps you can keep that same energy and say maybe these raccoons shouldn't be fishing into the trash of all the bad men too? Maybe we can apply that the whole thing, the whole dichotomy is filled with lying, abusive men that are trying to manipulate women from start to finish? You can clearly see that in the nice guy, but you can't see it in the thug, gangster, bad boy, skater archetype? That's that all of a sudden? Where's the how are they able to use such subterfuge? How are they able to be so successful if women can see the manipulation? I think the answer is rather clear. It's because there's a cost-benefit analysis. They want the validation all these other guys grant to them. These other guys are useful. The nice guys, on the other hand, don't give them validation. They aren't useful. Or they can be useful, and then you just have a bunch of gold diggers who want to manipulate and use them. The long and short of it is, we are still training men to be used by women. We are not training men to be loved by them. The whole dichotomy is just all about being used by women from start to finish. And there's something really, really wrong with the fact that we can all see the folly in the nice guy, but then for some odd reason think that it's acceptable or okay or reasonable for women to end up with the bad guys, when they're the ones who end up abandoning their children and just repeating the cycle from start to finish ad nauseum. The whole system is out of whack. In reality, we have a group of young ladies who are either self-loathing, miserable, have low self-esteem, and can't respond well and positively to kindness. Or we have selfish, sometimes narcissistic, abusive women who want to just use men for their stuff. And the trade-off is having sex with them. Long-term prostitution? Is that really the way our world should be? Because that does beg a very interesting question, which shall lead us into our next video. Why is it wrong to be nice to a woman to have sex with her? So that being said, I certainly hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. And shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.